Hi, I'm Jack White, Doctor of Poolology, School of Pool. For the first time ever on video, I'm going to teach you 8 lessons to help you improve your game, and it's also so you can have more fun. So let's get started. Here we are now getting ready to start with lesson number 1. I'm going to show you the following 3 things. Number 1, I'm going to show you how to hold a cue, how to stand, and how to make contact with the cue ball. First thing I want to show you is holding the cue stick properly. Find a balance point. Grab a hold of the cue, turn your cue around, move your hand one hand back from the balance point. This is where you hold the cue. Make sure this part of your hand is on top all the time because you're using your wrist. When you make your bridge, make it from 4 to 6 inches from the tip. Pinky finger going the same way as the cue. And if you'll notice the pinky finger going along the same way as the cue, you have a guide. You see that both are going straight. Make sure the cue stick rides over the middle finger knuckle. Thumb holds the cue up on the middle finger knuckle. This is the correct way to make a bridge. This is incorrect. And a lot of people ask me why this is incorrect. When you make contact with the cue ball, the stick could spring off. This is why we're trying to keep the safety. When making the proper stance, you want to make sure you line yourself up with the shot. If I'm drawing an imaginary line through the center of the paw, finding the imaginary spot on the object ball, I am then going to get down to aim at that spot. Now, keep it in mind, every time you shoot, try to find the proper contact spot. It's going to help you make all the shots, less misses. So this is what I would do then, lining myself up, making contact with that spot on the ball, hitting that spot. It's easy. Now we'll go on to lesson 2. Lesson number 2 is called learning to control the rock. Many situations come up in pocket billiards where you don't know how to get positioned for the next shot. I'm going to show you 5 different ways. For example, in a situation like this here, the way my opponent's balls are lined, he has the low. I have the stripe. I've got to get positioned for the 8. I'm going to show you how to hit the 15 ball straight in the face, high right on the cue ball, making the cue ball come up the table for a position for the 8. Now we're into situation number 2. The first situation, I hit the object ball with high right, and I went 2 rails to get up position for the 8. But if you'll notice, the 6th ball this time is in the road. So therefore, I'm going to show you how to use umbrella English. Umbrella English is hitting the rail first with high right, then making contact with the cue ball. Umbrella English will take effect off the rail because you see it expand. Thus getting position for the object ball. Situation number 3. We can't use situation number 1 or number 2 because there are balls in the road now. So I'm going to show you how to draw the ball underneath so you can get down the table for position for the 8. Thus, getting position once again in a situation. Situation number 4. I can't use situation number 1, 2, or 3. Situation number 1 was high right, come down the table. I can't do that because the ball's in the road. Situation number 2, I can't go the rail first with umbrella English because there's balls in the road. Situation number 3, I can't draw the ball back because there's balls in the road again here. So I'm going to show you how to draw the ball in what we call a punch stroke at 45-degree angle. I'm going to have the ball down at an angle like this where we have a path that is open up for the shot. Thus, getting position once again for the 8. Situation 5. We can't use the previous 4 situations because there's balls in the road. But this is what separates me from the rest of the players. Why not just hit this low right at this angle and punch the shot and have the cue ball just go straight up the table? Thus, getting your position. Nothing to it. It's great when you're great. Now we're into lesson number 3, speed control. Speed control is so important in pocket billiards. How many times you run into situations where you have your object ball here and the 8 ball is way down there, but you just don't know how to go about getting down there. I know many ways to get down there, but one of the easiest ways I'm going to show you how to do is I'm going to go to the rail first with high right. You'll notice it come off the object ball, then you get position for the 8. Thus, speed control. Lesson number 4 is called the discipline shot. Place 9 balls on the table like I have them, spaced accordingly. Place the cue ball. You have cue ball in hand now. All you have to do is line it up straight in like this, knock the 1 ball in down at the hole, Take the cue ball, line it up on 2, and just go straight through. Go down the table then, get the 9 balls and put them back up for the second time. Then the third time. And all you have to do is make 27 balls in a row. Before I continue, I would like to explain why this lesson is so important. It's all about discipline. I explain to people all over the world this is not an easy lesson. For instance, if you miss it any time, you must start over. Do not have anyone help you by getting the balls for you. You take the long walk yourself, and you will learn discipline. And that's lesson number 4. Lesson number 5, probably one of the more difficult things to learn. So many people have trouble drawing the cue ball. You must understand when you're drawing the cue ball, you've got to follow through. One tip below center from the cue ball. Follow through. This is how you get the backspin on the ball. Follow through. This is how you make the cue ball draw. It's easy. Must make sure you always follow through, because that's how you get the backspin on the ball. Lesson number 6, the diamond system. Without knowing the diamond system, you're going to have an awful lot of problems. You must learn to master the diamond system. These diamonds or these dots on the rail are here not for decoration as much as they're here for mathematical purposes. And I'll demonstrate to you now how it's supposed to be done. For example, if I wanted to make the 8 ball with the cue ball going up this rail and knocking it in, it would be okay, but the object ball's in the road. However, knowing how to hit 3 rails, I'm going to show you how to hit 3 rails to knock the 8 in. Now that would solve that problem. Suppose I have a situation like up here. If I'm 2 dots away, anywhere on this rail, wherever the cue ball is, you learn to divide your diamonds in half. So I'm on the 2nd dot. That means I would divide the diamonds in half, which would be 1. I would then add 1 to here, which would be here. I will now demonstrate how to make the 8 ball by using the diamond system as I just demonstrated. Aiming at that 2nd dot and going 3 rails and knocking the 8 in. So you see, you can go all the way up, dividing the diamonds in half, and knowing the diamond system, you'll never be hooked. Lesson number 7, cheating the pocket. Cheating the pocket means to make an object ball into the either side, the left or the right, depending on how you want to get positioned for the next shot. In this situation, the 13 ball and the cue ball in a straight line. So then I want to make the 13 off this side of the pocket, so I give myself some angle to come down the table for the 8. This would be cheating the pocket. Lesson number 8, the 7 previous put together, and then you too can do this. Lesson number 9 will be a personal lesson when I see you next. Thank you very much.